kids, this is Cooking with Ms Cinda, and today we're going to make carrot cake for two. So this is a special request by June. Thank you so much. So today we're going to go through all the ingredients, but before we do anything, we need to remember to wash your hands with soap and water like this for 20 seconds. Remember to sing your happy birthday song. And remember to take off all your bracelets and your watches, and wear an apron and fix up your hair, tie it up, see? Okay, and let's start. So first of all, let's go through the ingredients. Before we do anything, we need to preheat our oven. Remember, preheating our oven is getting it hot enough so that when we put our things to bake, it's at the right temperature. So we are going to we're going to bake at 180 degrees. I'm going to turn this up to preheat. Yes. Okay, let me preheat that. And it's going. And so now let's have a look. What ingredients do we need? We need, for this cake, we need a 1/4 cup of canola oil, or it could be any vegetable oil. We need 1/2 cup of sugar. Now I like to use natural sugar. So this is brown, not brown, but it's natural sugar. So it's a light brown color. It is not white sugar. It is natural sugar. Okay, that's 1/2 cup measured out. And I will need 1 large egg. I will need 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, ground cinnamon. And cinnamon, did you know cinnamon comes from the bark of a tree? That's right. And I will need 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla essence. And I will need a 1/4 cup of grated carrot. And I'll need 1/2 cup of flour and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And of course, some chopped up walnuts. And as an optional part, I like to add sultanas. I've added in 2 tablespoons of sultanas. So shall we start? Okay, you'll need a mixing bowl. You will need, now this is a cupcake, sorry, not a cupcake. It is a special cake for 2 people. So I have got 6-inch baking molds, cake molds. So let's put that there. And I've got a brush to put some oil and grease them up. I have my measuring spoons. I have my spatula. And I'm all about set. I know what I'm missing. Baking powder. Let me get it from my cupboard. Oh no. Okay, I have my baking powder and I have my flour. So here we go. I knew I forgot something. So that's why it's really important to read your instructions, to have your ingredients and go through it step by step so you know what to add. So looking at our recipe, the first thing it says is grease our cake molds. So I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to lightly brush the mold so it doesn't stick. Now I'm using silicone mold, so normally when you use this type of mold, cakes don't tend to stick as much as it would if you use a metal pan. So let's put that to the side. Okay. And now we preheated the oven. The second part says to get a bowl and to beat the canola oil and the sugar. So let's get that 1/4 cup of canola oil, give it a little tap. Okay, and then we need our sugar, 1/2 cup of sugar. Now you can use a wooden spoon, you could use a whisk, you can use an electric mixer. Today I am going to use a good old fashioned spoon and a bowl, a wooden spoon, and remember to stir in one direction. Okay, and now the next part, we are going to add an egg. Remember, we're going to crack the middle part of the egg. So give it a light crack, little dent, 2 thumbs, pull apart, ta-da! Okay, and then I'm going to give it a stir. See that? Mixing up. And then it says to add the cinnamon. And the cinnamon, it was 1/2 teaspoon. So let's get our measuring spoons. And I've got my 1/2 teaspoon here. Sorry, I need to pull my glasses up. 1/2 teaspoon. Now we'll need a flat teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon of that. And we'll need some vanilla. Let's see how much vanilla. 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, that's right. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Remember to pour slowly. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. That's done. And then we're going to mix it. And you'll see everything starting to combine, and the cinnamon and the vanilla are actually this is really nice. I can smell it. Cinnamon is what you use for things when you bake, like with apples. Oh, it's just a beautiful smell. And like I said, it's from a bark of a cinnamon tree, and what they do is they remove the bark, they let it dry out, and then they grind it up into a powder. Or sometimes they leave it in rolls of cinnamon bark and they'll put it in to flavor things. But we want it all ground up like that. And now we are going to add we are going to add a 1/4 cup of grated carrot. So let me show you. I'm using this grater, and this grater has holes like this. It's a medium-sized grater. You can use a medium or a small grater. Now, when you grate something, you need to hold it, but don't hold it too close, otherwise you'll be scraping your fingers. You'll need to hold the grater so it doesn't move, but as you grate, you need to make sure you move your fingers and your hand up further so it doesn't get hurt by the grater. Okay, so you'll need about a small carrot to do this. If you need help, just ask Mum and Dad. Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to need a 1/4 cup. Okay, let's get my 1/4 cup, which was this green cup. Let's put that to the side. And it says to firmly pack. When something says to firmly pack, it means to push down. So you're going to like squish it all inside, just like that. Squish it inside. Okay. And so we're going to put that in with our mixture. So it says we'll need to put in our carrot. Okay. And and all the leftovers you can eat later. Okay, let's put that away. Remember, always try to clean up as you go, so it's easier to put everything away. Okay, and then now, let me see. Reading this, we will need to give it a stir. Okay. And then we are going to add our flour. Now this is just plain flour. And I'm going to add, it says to add half a cup of flour. So I'm going to add half a cup of flour. Okay. That's my half cup. And it also says to add my baking powder. Now I will need half a teaspoon of baking powder. So let's get that half teaspoon. Okay. Remember, this is a small cake. It's not a full-size cake. This will be enough for, make sure it's flat. This will be enough for 2 people. So just nice, not too much, not too little. So give it a stir. Okay. And we're just going to mix it until it is combined. So let's give it a stir. Okay, and then you see the flour at the side? So we're going to mix it in one direction, and then we are going to add the walnuts and the sultanas. Can you see that? Mixing it up. Make sure I've got everything. Okay, so next step is to scrape it off like that. Okay. And I'm going to scrape along the sides because you can still see that there's some flour. And we're going to just gently fold it in. Okay. Okay. So now we have our little cake pan, and we're going to use 2 because we're going to make a little tiny cake, and we're going to sandwich it together, or you can make just 1 if you want, but I'm going to try making 2. So the reason why I have my digital scale is so I want to make sure that each cake mold has the same amount. So that's 1. And I have to try and get the same amount of cake batter inside. That's 144. Let's try this one. Bring it down to this one. Okay. 144. Let's see if this is the same. Almost. Ooh. Okay. 165. Let's try this. Bring it up to. Okay. That says 180. I just have to take a little bit from here and add that in. Okay. So looking at that, they're both roughly the same amount. So let's put this away so that we can keep ourselves tidy. And now what we're going to do is we are going to bake it. All right. Now remember, tidying up as we go. My bench is a little messy, so let's give it a wipe with the towel, with the tea towel. Okay, and I have my oven ready. It's preheated. I have my rack in there. So I'm going to put, because these are too small, cake pans. Alright, so it says to bake it for 24 to 25 minutes. I might bake it, because I'm using 2, I am going to bake it at 180 degrees for, let's say, 20 minutes, because I've taken it apart. So let's just check. We'll put it in for 20, I'll put it in for 20 minutes first. But if you're using 1, you would bake it at about 24 to 26 minutes. Okay, so that should take a while. So let's clean up and then we'll get ready with the cream cheese frosting. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye. Hi kids, this is Cooking with Ms Cinda. Carrot cake for 2 part 2. So I've taken out our mini carrot cakes. Look at that. Okay, they're ready, and I'm going to put those to the side because they need to cool down completely. So I'll keep them in the pan. You usually keep them in the pan for about 5 minutes, then you can take them out and put them on a wire rack. So today we're going to make the frosting. It's a cream cheese frosting. So let's have a look at our ingredients. I have 85 grams of softened cream cheese. I have 28 grams of softened butter, which is about 2 tablespoons of butter. And I'm about to measure 6 tablespoons of icing sugar. And I have my vanilla, my half a teaspoon of vanilla essence, quarter of a teaspoon, that's right. Okay. Quarter of a teaspoon of vanilla essence. So now, remember when we were dealing with icing sugar, you need to measure it, and you will need to sift it. The reason why you sift it is because icing sugar has a lot of these little balls of sugar that sort of stick together. So we need to make sure that there are no little hard balls of icing sugar. So that's 6 tablespoons of icing sugar. And I've got my sieve right here. And I am going to sift it to make sure that there are no lumps of sugar, because sometimes the lumps can be a little hard. So let's sift those out with the sifter, so that when we make our icing cream cheese frosting, it will be nice and it will be nice and fine. So that's done. Now let's put it all together. So let's read the instructions for our frosting. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we put everything inside our bowl. Now I've got my butter here. Okay. Now you can use an electric mixer or a whisk. So that's my cream cheese frosting. And I'm going to mix that up first. Just like that. It's nice and soft. In one direction. I'm going to put in my vanilla. I'm going to use 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, that's right. Add that in. Okay. Give that a stir. It says add everything in. Let's do that. That's my icing sugar. Let me put this on. So sometimes you'll see me adding vanilla essence, but I also use this vanilla bean paste. So let's mix that together. One direction. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. So that is our cream cheese frosting, and with our cream cheese frosting we will add it into a piping bag, and then we will sprinkle in, see that, our walnuts for decoration. Okay, so let's just get everything ready. So my little carrot cakes are done, and they're nice and cool, and I can bring them out. Ooh, that's good. They kind of look like big cookies, to be honest. Look at that. I'll hold it up. A mini cake. So anyway, what we'll do is we'll let that cool down, and then we'll ice them. So let's get this ready and put it into an icing bag, and I'll show you how to ice your cake. Okay, bye-bye. Hi kids. So I have the icing. Our 2 layers of cakes have cooled down, so I've put my icing bag in a container, and now I'm going to put our cream cheese frosting inside the piping bag. Let's put that in. Now, you don't have to use a piping bag for this. I just find it, sometimes it's just a bit easier. So, give it a good shake so it goes all the way down. See that? Okay. And I'm going to tie that off. Remember, sometimes I like to use an elastic band to tie off the top, so that it doesn't come out on its own. So that's ready. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, I've got my first layer, and let me move that out of the way. We're going to cut the tip off. Okay, let me just pause it. Okay, so we are going to, first of all, I'm going to pipe just a little bit around the first layer, not too thick. Ta-da. That is our first layer of our cake, and then I'm going to do a thin round layer on top of our carrot cake, just like this. Ta-da! There we go. And let me put this up here. So now I'll just bring the camera forward, and you can see that's our carrot cake. And I'm going to sprinkle some walnuts on top. And this is our carrot cake for two, specially requested by June. So this is actually a lovely little cake that you can share with your family, or even for Father's Day. Nice little cake here. Just enough, not too much, not too little. Ta-da! Carrot cake for two.